say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Whoa, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Right now. Wow. Whew. Can we end now? I'm just kidding. You may now be seated. Thank you, Christina, for that absolutely amazing rendition of the national anthem. Good afternoon. I'm Stacy Van Dyke, Director of the Florida State University Nurse Anesthesia Program. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the hooding ceremony for the amazing class of 2020. What a wild year. Today, we will recognize a very special group of graduates that make up the 5th cohort of nurse anesthesia master's students here at Florida State University, Panama City. These students have endured rigorous coursework, clinical hours, hurricanes, pandemics, etc., and they now await a national certification exam to become certified registered nurse anesthetist. We would like to welcome these graduates' families from a distance, as well as significant others, friends, colleagues, clinical preceptors, and coordinators who are all joining us virtually today. The graduates of 2020 now pass the torch to those who follow. We'd also like to recognize their fellow classmates and future colleagues, the classes of 2021 and 2022, who are tuning in live, and some are here, to support you as graduates. To recognize this very special group of graduates, please join me in welcoming the class speaker of the 2020 class, Erica Saranowski.
Dr. Clark, Dr. Van Dyke, faculty, families, and friends, thank you for all being here tonight and helping us celebrate in our success. Cohorts. Did you know that the definition of cohort is a group of people banded together? I'd agree, but in this case, I would also add bonded as well. So thank you for the honor and the privilege of allowing me to speak tonight, because quite honestly, we know how much I like to talk, so I have this room held hostage at my whim. Most of you probably don't know, but this is not my first rodeo. This is my 4th career. I've been an emergency medicine, nurse practitioner, and clinical nurse specialist for 13 years, and after 20 years of active duty service, I retired from the Air Force. I could have, and probably should have, sailed off into the proverbial sunset of retirement. But I thought it would be a much better idea at my age to go back to school again. Well, to my surprise, hands down, it was the best decision ever. So when I say how proud I am of all of us, you have no idea how much I mean it. And one day, I will hope you understand and appreciate it, because this has been the hardest thing that I've ever done. Harder than my previous master's program, and harder than leaving my family and going to Afghanistan, one of the darkest, coldest of places where I saw the worst side of humanity. My husband just recently laughed and told me a story that 2 years ago, before class even started, that he chuckled to himself, because apparently I said something along the lines of, "Seriously, how hard can this really be?" And I might have alluded to anesthesia as sitting and watching monitors. How sassy and naive was I? But he knew better. Yes, Mike, write it down because I'm giving you props in public. He knew just how long and arduous this journey would be. Bob Marley once said, "You don't know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have." Those are nice and pretty words, but ones I never really took to heart until 2 years ago, when it became my personal reality and one of my daily mantras. In fact, our cohort was part of the motto, "Panhandle Strong," which should have been assigned to us back then of the times yet to come. Quite frankly, the world has nothing on FSU's cohort 2020. There are not enough hands collectively in this room to count on all the trials and tribulations that try to trip us up. In the beginning, there were some of us who drove hours every day to school, like Christina, Ravina. Some had new roommates to adjust to, and some, like Megan, even lived with extended family members. And we were the first class to have a sim lab and experience up close and personal Lonnie's analysis paralysis. As we stood there, staring at the monitor, waiting for some magical answer to appear. And just after 2 months of being in school, that all seemed like a cakewalk. Like Sophia Petrillo says from the Golden Girls, picture it, Bay Medical Center, October 2018. There we were, giddy with excitement, attending orientation, when on our first break, it all went to hell in a handbasket. Things changed in the blink of an eye, because now we were leaving, headed home, and preparing for a pending hurricane. Well, we not only faced, but we survived that devastating Category 5 Hurricane Michael, which ironically is my husband's name and made landfall on our wedding anniversary. So, needless to say, that name's now retired from the list of hurricanes. So after things settled a bit, and I say that loosely, we now had to contend with being displaced, traveling, unexpected money, additional living expenses, and the beginning of distance learning. And for some of us old broads, this thing called Zoom and GroupMe. And if I had a nickel for every time someone in our class, even till this last semester of class, texted out, "Hey guys, is class 9 Central or Eastern time?" Or my favorite, "Hey, can someone send me that Zoom number again?" Well, I wouldn't be standing here tonight because I would be in Fiji. And yes, it was Aaron this week who asked what time class was. And it was me 2 weeks ago asking Bryson and Megan for the Zoom number as I listened to class at the laundromat. So it seems it was not our destiny to have a relatively easy, let alone stable time in this program. The challenges continued. We had crazy clinical sites, crazy preceptors, and crazy schedules. And let's not forget that wonderful, wonderful Metatrax program that quickly became my Linus blanket for fear of not putting my cases in correctly or on time. And for those who still have PTSD, there were some who went through additional hurricanes and tropical storms that often went missed and forgotten unless you were part of it and directly involved. But guess what? Take a look around, because we're all here and we're all still standing. And I would like to think the reason that we have survived and prevailed is because our unity as a cohort and the special relationships we've created within. Our class has some amazing stories to tell, both good and bad. Some have experienced the loss of loved ones, family missed milestones, relationship breakups, major health issues, and even a few surgeries. I'd also venture to say probably some mental health issues because I know my Prozac and my therapy bills have doubled this past year alone. And who can forget Amy's random yet colorful comments in SimLab that often made us think that she might have Tourette's. Or Mitch's storytelling about grilling mishaps gone wrong. And poor Jamie, who was constantly razzed for being from Seattle. We even had the coffee snobs, Lena and Aaron, who made and brewed their own coffee in class. Or me, the snake wrangler, who became proficient at the ridiculous amount of snakes, water moccasins, that I had to kill in my pool and yard during school alone. And my favorite, my at the time 15-year-old, who I lovingly nicknamed Ferdinand because she decided to pierce her own nasal septum. But I digress, because with sorrow, there comes joy. We've had Hannah and Lena's engagement, the birth of Bryson and Sarah's second daughter, Penny. We've bought, renovated, and sold new homes, the second pregnancy for the Lamb family, and Jeff's recent wedding. And as frustrating and as exhausting as the faculty seemed, we made it. We are here tonight at the finish line. But I do have to say that if we felt that way about them, imagine how they felt sometimes about us. And they probably should all be nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. And of course, no one will ever forget the dreaded COVID. Yet in spite of the good, bad, and ugly, we live to see another day. We all love and adore our family, friends, and support systems that have had our back every day of this program and put up with so much from us. But tonight, right now, it's about us. I attribute a lot of our success to the connections that we made from the very beginning. Some that very first day of school at orientation, and some that have grown over time, even with people you originally thought you would never click with. They give you that ear to vent to and that sounding board to bounce ideas off of. And let's be honest, who here hasn't woken up, jumped out of bed, panicking, thinking they were late for clinical, only to be told by your husband, relax, it's your day off? Or that late night, last minute project, DBQ, where you had to reach out and say, hey guys, I need help. Yeah, even you, David. I think Eleanor Roosevelt said it the best. You gain strength, courage, and confidence with every experience that you really have to stop and look fear in the face. You're able to say, I lived through that horror. I can face the next thing that comes along, because you must do that thing you think you cannot do. So in conclusion, perseverance, compassion, resiliency. Besides all being words in the vocab section on the GRE we took many moons ago, they're also descriptors. And they are just few of thousands that begin to describe us, both individually and as epic cohort that will forever go down in history as FSU's anesthesia program. Congratulations, everyone.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Lonnie Hodges. I'm the Assistant Director of the Nurse Anesthesia Program. I want to start by saying thank you to Lieutenant Colonel Erica Saranowski, for that summation of your cohort. I hope the friends and family watching the live stream have a glimpse of what your class has endured to get to this point. On behalf of myself and the rest of the faculty, I want to congratulate you on what you have accomplished. It is our job and duty to our profession to push you to your limits. I'm confident that the academic and clinical stress we placed on you have molded you into the future providers our profession so desperately needs. I have told every student I teach two things. Number one, everything is testable in life. Number two, I only give you a grade because the university makes me. What I care about is, can you safely care for your patient? I am known to be tough in the classroom, simulation lab, and in the operating room. High praise for me is rare and definitely well earned. So at this time, I'd like to recognize and present 4 special awards to graduates of your class who have gone above and beyond in their clinical and didactic training. Each year, the anesthesia staff and faculty select a student who has exhibited excellence in the clinical setting. This award exemplifies not only clinical excellence, but a positive attitude, team spirit, and invaluable work ethic. These are qualities that epitomize excellence and professionalism in certified registered nurse anesthetists. This award goes to a student who holds these qualities, one who has earned the respect of the faculty and anesthesia staff in the clinical setting. This student was described by his nominators as an amazing student who is well deserving of this award. This student's work ethic, desire to become a better anesthesia provider, and passion for the profession make him an excellent choice. The student arrives early, isn't afraid to stay for an emergency case, and really represents FSU well as keeps me company on my long drive back to Niceville when they call me to tell me about their clinical day. The student who has earned this award greatly exceeded clinical requirements and received multiple nominations. I'm proud to announce this year's Clinical Excellence Award to David Clark. The next award is given to a student who excels in leadership, service, and team building. The award this year is given to a student who has built cohesiveness not only among peers in the clinical arena, but among faculty and administration in the classroom and in daily life. This graduate has a natural ability of exhibiting collectiveness and in bringing people together, a great characteristic to have in anesthesia. In the words of internationally respected leadership expert John C. Maxwell, quote, "A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way," end quote. It is my pleasure to give the Leadership and Service Award this year to Brittany Orton. The next award is given to the student who has excelled academically. This student has not only exhibited a level of academic excellence in our rigorous nurse anesthesia curriculum, but a level of professionalism in all aspects of training, didactic, and clinical, for which we are extremely proud. One very exhaustive exam our students take at the national level is the Self-Evaluation Exam, or the C. This exam assesses knowledge and decision-making in all domains of anesthesia. This student achieved the highest C score in the class, which also far and above exceeded the national average, all while performing 941 anesthetics. These achievements, along with an enviable 4.0 GPA, were accomplished amidst an extremely demanding clinical and study schedule in addition to the birth of a child. It's my pleasure and honor to present this year's Academic Excellence Award to Bryson McKenzie. Finally, The Agatha Hodgins Award for Outstanding Accomplishment was established by the American Association of Nurse Anesthetists in 1975 to recognize individuals whose foremost dedication to excellence has furthered the art and science of nurse anesthesia. The award was established to honor Agatha Hodgins, a visionary in our profession. As the founder and first president of the AANA, Agatha was a notable pioneer in the field of anesthesiology. The recipient of the Agatha Hodgins Award for the Outstanding Nurse Anesthesia Graduate is recognized for academic, clinical, and professional excellence, and is determined by faculty and clinical preceptors across all our clinical sites. This student has worked tirelessly to support the cohort and program with innovative ideas, is well-balanced and approachable, and has been identified by multiple preceptors and faculty as an inspiration to the profession. This student has a near-perfect GPA, performed close to 1,000 anesthetics despite the pandemic setback, and scored among the highest on the C exam. This student has leadership qualities that epitomize this award. The Outstanding Nurse Anesthesia Graduate and recipient of the Agatha Hodgins Award unanimously goes to Christina Hanna.
Thank you, Dr. Hodges, and congratulations to all of the recipients. Oops. Can't do it. These accomplishments would not be possible without the support of our clinical preceptors and coordinators working tirelessly with our students. Oftentimes, they become much more than a preceptor to a student. They become lifelong advisors and confidants. If you are a clinical preceptor or coordinator, we appreciate you, and we would normally ask you to stand at this time, but just go ahead and pat yourself on the back. We really appreciate you. This year, we solicited nominations from students for nurse anesthesia clinical instructors they felt demonstrated competence in current practice issues, served as a mentor, and contributed to what they perceived as an outstanding clinical learning experience. Our office received a handful of nominations, but one instructor's name stood out. Nominees said this instructor advocates for the students on a daily basis, pushes us to think outside the box, and supports the profession at all times. Congratulations goes to Mike Rhymes, FSU alum, and the 2020 Florida State University Nurse Anesthesia Program Clinical Instructor of the Year. Congratulations, Mike. In addition to this award, Mike's name will be included in a perpetual plaque to be hung in the hall of the Bayside building where our program is housed. Additionally, our office will be submitting a formal nomination to the American Association of Nurse Anesthetists in hopes that he will be considered for Clinical Instructor of the Year award at the AANA level. Thank you so much for your support of our program. Congratulations, Mike. At this time, give a round of applause for all clinical preceptors and coordinators. They've done a fantastic job. All of you have completed the requirements to graduate from the 5th cohort of Florida State University's Master of Science in Nurse Anesthesia. The gowns you have on today are different from those you might have worn for your bachelor's degrees. Master's gowns have oblong sleeves, open at the wrist with the base hanging down, and the rear part of the oblong cut square. The hood also differs. It is now 3.5 feet in length and should be worn draped around the neck, with the largest portion of the hood hanging down your back. The 3-inch garnet velvet border represents the field of science and should be showing on the outside. The velvet should fold under on the lower back to allow the institution's colors, garnet and gold, to show. The tassel should be worn on the left. We will now confer each candidate with the certificate of program completion and their master's hood. Please come to the stage when your name is called to accept your certificate and pause for a photograph.
Sammy Alaya. Ravina Bodka. Katie Bieneman. Erica Saranowski. David Clark. Mitchell Fogarty. Amy Gentry. John Eric Garrow. Christina Hannah. Nikki Hatcher. Madison Helms. Christopher Lamb. Ashley Lipton.
Hannah Lloyd. Christine Minnick. Daniel McMurray. Bryson McKenzie. Megan Moore. Jamie O'Connell. Brittany Wharton. Lena Skipper. Aaron Villegas. I would like to also recognize the following graduates who are unable to physically attend the ceremony: Jeffrey Ennis and Liberty Boyu. Thank you, graduates. Florida State University is committed to serving the active and veteran military community. To our graduating military veterans, you have earned an exceptional experience and education from Florida State University, and your biggest accomplishments remain in front of you. Your education, combining your service and sacrifice to our country, provides you with a very unique opportunity, an opportunity to apply those skills and experiences in a way that inspires honor, service, and commitment in all those that come after you. This is the Veteran Alliance Airhead coin. That's kind of hard to see, but I'll say a few words about this. The Veteran Alliance Airhead symbolizes Florida State University as a national beacon for veteran success and support. As a graduate of FSU, we hope you will help us maintain that beacon by representing the values that FSU and your service have instilled in you as you go forth in your career and build on your success as a Seminole and military veteran. In recognition of your outstanding service and achievements, Florida State University would like to award you with a Veteran Alliance Airhead coin and a red, white, and blue honor cord to be worn during your commencement ceremony. These represent FSU's gratitude for your service and sacrifice and our confidence in your future success as Seminoles. Erica Saranowski and Daniel McMurray, please come forward so we can present you with your coin and honor cord.
Thank you, Dr. Stewart. Class of 2020, as you sit here today, remember the milestone was not achieved alone. Each of your families made enormous sacrifices for you to achieve the successes that you have in the program. Husbands, wives, significant others, children, family, and friends stood by you during the program, often forgoing their own needs to help you reach your goals. It truly takes a village. At this time, please give everyone in that village a round of applause for those who provided that immeasurable support. In closing, there are a few people I would like to thank. First, to Janice, our program coordinator, who has worked with students longer than this program has even been in existence. She works tirelessly in all administrative aspects of the program, so thank you, G. Next, to Magical Makana, our graduate assistant and the most energetic and positive person I know. Thank you for your initiative and going above and beyond your normal duties. Thank you both for your contributions in making today's ceremony a success. Thank you. Round of applause. I especially would like to thank the amazing faculty that we have here today with us, Dr. Hogan, Dr. Stewart, and who's that guy? Oh, yeah, Dr. Hodges. You guys are amazing, and you really push this program to be the best that it can be, and I appreciate everything. Thank you. Finally, to Dean Clark, thank you for being here today and for all the work you do in supporting our graduates. We love having you here. So here's to the Florida State University, Panama City, Class of 2020 Nurse Anesthesia graduates. Woo! I wish you the best in your future successes and appreciate the positive impact you've made in the community and on our university. I charge you to go forth with Viris, Artis, and Morris, strength, skill, and character in the rest of your journey. Before you leave today, pick up your well-deserved gift, give everybody a fist bump, and try to make as many pictures as you can. Thank you all, and congratulations. Stay safe and celebrate with your family and friends. That's it. You're dismissed.